Alright, call Allah, Yahweh Bahashim Yoshai, all praises, glory, and honor due unto Yahweh Bahashim Yoshai, Bahashim Rakah HaKodash. The blondness to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone of GMS, to you I say Shalom, and Shalom unto the hopeful elect. This is going to be a follow-up to the video that I did, or really a part 2 to the video that I did back on March 13, 2025. MOTB update digital euro to launch October 2025. Just some more information coming out about that. Pretty much the article, it says here, title is ECB prepping the groundwork for digital euro launch. Link will be in the description, of course. It's from zerohedge.com, and they're just telling you how they're going to market the digital euro to the general public, which is you Europeans out there, and they're going to use the same marketing methods as China when they were pushing forth their digital yuan and their digital currencies to the general public to make them buy into it. So basically they're going to force these popular social media platforms and apps that the people are very familiar with to adopt the digital euro. So that's going to coerce a lot of everyday citizens. It's going to coerce the general public into buying into the digital euro, because in order for them to access those apps and platforms, they have to use the digital euro, right? So that's what they're going to do. Now it says CBDC in EU will launch in October 2025. Wholesale and retail. Israel is following EU's footsteps, preparing for CBDC with a new 110-page design document. And that shows, man, that Amalek, which are you fake Jews, which really you're one of the dukes of Esau. You come out of the nation of Edom. It shows that you're not the true Jews, man. Because you guys, if you were the true Jews, and if you were righteous, you wouldn't buy into a CBDC. You wouldn't buy into digital currency or a digital euro or a CBDC, because the scriptures is against it. Your own book, your own so-called book is against it. Your power is against it. So this reminds me of Revelation chapter 2 verse 9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews, and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Wow, So, which say they are Jews. If you were a true Jew, you would go back to who? You would go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And who did Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob believe in? Who did they serve and worship? Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. You guys are not serving Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. Because if you were, you would be following everything that's written in the book. One thing that's written in the book is that you're not supposed to take the MOTB or the CHIP. You're not supposed to go along with the beast system. But that's why it says, and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. You are the synagogue of Satan. You are backed by the spiritual demon Satan. And it shows, man, because you're down with the beast system. The beast system is backed by who? Satan, man. So you guys are the house of Satan, and you're the children of Satan. You're definitely not the children of the Lord. Right? You are not the children of the Lord, man. Wicked as hell, man. You guys are Amalek, man. Let me get that. This is Genesis chapter 36, verse 16. When you go here, it says descendants of Esau. It says, and these are the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites in Mount Seir. That's right, the Edomites. Why is it named Edom? Because you're red, man. Esau means what? I, Joshua, wasted away as he. And that's how you gutter rats look. You look red, man. You come from Mount Seir. You come from the caves. That's where your humble beginnings are. That's where it goes back to, your humble beginnings, back in the caves, drinking out your grandmother's skull and brain and eating juniper roots, man. That's why it says in Job 30, you are called children of fools, man. Eating juniper roots, braying, and just being wicked, man. You were so vile and disgusting that our forefather didn't even want to keep his dogs around you, man. Because you would sleep with them and defile them, man. So that's your origin, man. Your humble beginnings. You belong in the caves, and you're just a bunch of beasts, man. But now you have stolen and taken on the identity of the true Jews, which are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. So I'm going to continue on. It says Genesis 36:16, Duke Korah, Duke Gatan, and Duke Amalek. These are the dukes that came of Eliphaz in the land of Edom. These were the sons of Adah. So Amalek, man, chief house. Good book to read is the 13th Tribe by Arthur Koestler. Also, who was Esau Edom. That's a very good book. Shows you who the Edomites are. And Amalek, you're in there. You so-called Jews, you Zionists, you're in there too, man. Right? So you're a duke, man. A duke is of a high position. That means you're a lord, you're an overseer, and you control territories, man. Right now you control Israel, and you control different parts of the world, man. You do it with your army, you do it with your intelligence, the Mossad. You guys are evil, man. You're the synagogue of Satan. Bunch of devils, man. Alright, so yeah, what the hell are you guys doing? You know what, hold on, I got more too, man. I got more too. Let me get this. Actually, not you. I don't want that one. Let's get Exodus chapter 24, verse 20. It says, "And when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable, and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever." You know why? You know, you were the first nation to come up against us when we came out of Egypt, man. You guys were a bunch of cowards too. You know what you were doing? You were attacking the weak, the pregnant. You were attacking the people who were sick, lame. You were attacking probably pregnant women. And just because you didn't like us, man. You didn't even attack the strong men of our nation. You were just attacking the weak that were among us. And you warred with us too, man. You went to war. But it says here, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever. Yeah, you're going to perish forever, man. After 1,000 years of slavery. Most High is going to bust your back, man. Most High is going to bust your back, work you to the ground, and then eradicate you, man. Hey, that's thus saith the Lord. That's thus saith the Bible. This is not me talking. I'm reading it to you, man. So Amalek is a very demonic tribe that comes out of the nation of Edom. And they're the worst. They're the worst, man. This is Exodus chapter 17, verse 14. And Yahweh said unto Moses, write this for a memorial in a book. So what is a memorial for? It's so you can remember. Bring it back to remembrance, right? And rehearse it in the ears of Joshua. For I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. And Moses built an altar and called the name of it Jehovah Nissi. For he said, because Yahweh has sworn that Yahweh will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. And that's why you go into Isaiah 2, man, because this exposes that you are not the true people. Right? You are not the true people. Because if you were, there would be peace in the world, and you wouldn't be pushing forth, or bringing forth, a CBDC, digital currency. Because the kingdom of heaven ain't going to have digital currency, man. It's going to have real substance, gold, silver, precious stones, slaves, resources, and things of that nature. So you people are a bunch of frauds, man. You Amalekites, you're a bunch of frauds, man. Bunch of frauds. How dare you? Israel is following EU's footsteps, preparing for CBDC with a new 110-page design document. Oh, man, that shows you guys are not the true Jews, man. CBDC. Ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. So anyway, I'm going to jump down. And it says here, this is Ephrat Fengerson. If most of your money is still in fiat, the bank, stocks, mortgaged, real estate, etc., they don't need your permission. They want you owning nothing. disparate and numb. You may want to consider a permissionless, unconfiscatable, easily mobile, and liquid digital asset such as Bitcoin. I believe that's what she says. Yeah, such as Bitcoin, in case it catches on, no. Better safe than sorry learn Bitcoin. No, it doesn't matter if you pick Bitcoin either. If you pick Bitcoin, Ethereum, or stablecoin, even though those coins are more decentralized because they focus on decentralized exchanges, which just means the exchange is made and written by a code, right? And when the code changes, that's when the exchange kind of changes, right? So basically what comes with a decentralized exchange, it's just that there's no fees or there's less fees. It's faster, and also it's not regulated by the government, right? So the government doesn't control it, and they're not going to watch you. They're not going to be on your back. So that's why she's saying you should just go to Bitcoin or stablecoin or Ethereum. It's non-volatile. Well, stablecoin is. Bitcoin not so much, but stablecoin is. Stablecoin, what Donald Trump is bringing out, that's non-volatile. So the prices don't go up and down. If you were to convert to different money, right? Convert to different digital currency using a stable coin. So you wouldn't lose money if you were to convert and trade amongst those different coins, right? So that's why she's saying it's better, but it doesn't matter, man. Whatever you choose, it's going to bring forth the MOTB, and a cashless society is going to become mandatory. It doesn't matter if you choose that, right? It doesn't matter. This is just temporal. This is just a temporary thing. So it doesn't even matter if you choose that. All right, so it says here, Christine Lagarde recently campaigned at the European Parliament, arguing that the digital euro is necessary to reduce the EU's dependence on foreign payment solutions. European Bank must innovate payment methods, but the EU's primary concern isn't just reliance on tech giants like Google Pay or Apple Pay. It's the potential for widespread adoption of decentralized global protocols like Bitcoin. See, that's what I talked about. That's what I was just explaining, right? Decentralized global protocols like Bitcoin, because there's not a lot of control, right? It's not government regulated, and that's what the digital euro is going to bring. It's going to bring in a more centralized exchange. So yeah, right. So yes, it's not good to choose this, but it's also not good to choose the other one like Bitcoin, because it doesn't matter what you choose. They're still going to bring in the system. Right, and they're making it seem like, oh, you should pick one side. One side is better than the other, but they're all working toward the same goal. Doesn't matter. They're trying to demonize Trump when Trump is doing the exact same thing. He's pushing forth that NWO system as well. Right, it doesn't matter what you do. So that's pressure from above and pressure from below. Go look that up. What does that mean? And also that ties into Hegelian dialectic, problem, reaction, solution. So it doesn't matter what side you choose. What they're doing is to force your hand to buy into the whole system. Okay, don't worry about that, man. So it says here, the ECB is observing geopolitical trends, noting that the U.S. is embracing crypto, Bitcoin, and stablecoins, technologies that pose a risk to centralized control. Unsurprisingly, they are choosing a different path. According to Reuters, Eurozone banks need a digital euro to respond to U.S. President Donald Trump's push to promote stablecoins as part of a broader crypto strategy. ECB board member Pierre Cipollone reinforced this stance, stating this solution further disintermediates banks as they lose fees, they lose clients. That's why we need a digital euro. Bottom line, Lagarde's and von der Leyen's recent agendas are aimed to drive more centralized control while strengthening the EU hierarchy, governance, and incentive structure that has always been their role. The ECB continues campaigning for the digital euro, a centralized European payment mechanism to decrease dependency on external forces, right? They want to get rid of Bitcoin and all that. Stable coin. It doesn't matter, man. System's still gonna come in. Prophecy will be fulfilled. This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. That's right. So in order for you to buy or sell, yes, that means it's going to be regulated. There's going to be control, government control. Right. So they're going to monitor everything that you do. Right. So this is talking about a centralized government, centralized payments, centralized exchanges. Okay. It doesn't matter whether you're a corporation, you're going to have to buy into the system too. You're going to be regulated. That's if you go cashless. You have to follow the rules of the government, and you're going to be watched. Right? So verse 18 here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. There you go. So you are going to be the universal barcode. It's going to be put in your flesh. Right? So you're going to be swiped on a scanner. Hey, man, that's serious, man. That's dangerous, man. Anyways, oh, that's fucked up. Yeah, this was messed up too. I was watching this earlier. A video, cops search for a man visiting pro-Trump homes, leaving disgusting memento for innocent homeowners. Yeah, because this guy was just spitting on people that supported Trump. People who voted for Trump, man. He just knocking on the door and just spitting in their faces. That's crazy. That's that's fucked up. Yo, this world is wild, man. Yo, this world is messed up. The love of many shall wax cold, man. Just spitting people's faces like that, like damn. And who knows, that guy might have a disease of some sort. But that's what people are doing out here, man. People are nuts. People are nuts out here. People have lost it. And it's only going to get worse. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Anyways, another article, it says eliminating archaic payment systems with stable coins. So they're pushing stable coins, decentralized exchanges, less control. But that's not the solution. That's not the solution, man. This is just hurting you guys into buying into the NWO in the long run. You know, when they use the word archaic, it's just simply another way of saying analog, the old way of doing things. Because, you know, we live in a high-powered society, so things move quick. Things move fast. That's why they're bringing out AI and all these things, man. AI, robots and stuff, because now we're in a high-powered society. We're no longer in a low-powered society where it takes manpower to do things and get things done. No, you know, it's evolved now. So now the money has to evolve too. You know, the financial system has to evolve too, and their way of doing that is bringing forth a chip or a device to speed things up. Right? So, good little read. I'll post that in the description as well. All right, man. So let's move on. It says here, the ECB recently published findings from a survey on consumer attitudes toward retail CBDC conducted among 19,000 Europeans across 11 Eurozone countries. Key takeaways include lack of interest. Most Europeans are not interested in the digital euro, as existing payment methods already serve their needs well. That's right. And I don't need a digital euro, man. I just pay for things in cash, or you just use your debit card, man. Yeah, what the hell? You don't need all of that shit. People don't care about it. That's why they have propaganda, man. They're making all these commercials, these ads, telling you that CBDCs or the digital euro is going to be beneficial to you, making themselves look like an angel of light. You know, that's how Satan comes, man. Comes as an angel of light, and likewise his ministers, man. His ministers look righteous. That's pursuing to 2 Corinthians, which I'm going to get that. Anyway, it says Europeans are open to propaganda while public interest is low. The survey found that Europeans are receptive to video-based education and training. The ECB study suggests that CBDC-related videos could drive widespread adoption by reshaping consumer beliefs. The report states consumers who are shown a short video providing concise and clear communication about the key features of the digital euro are substantially more likely to update their beliefs. Yeah, so if they see it on a video and they see a woman in a nice business suit, she speaks nicely, they're going to buy into it. They're going to buy into it. And you see the witchcraft, man? Hey, man, and that's what they're doing in this video. And she's not saying anything. You know, she's smiling. She's dressed appropriately, right? She's dressed good. And it's nice and well lit. And people say, oh, what a nice video. Maybe ECBs, maybe CBDCs and digital currencies are not that bad. Maybe I'll buy into it. I'll try it. That's that witchcraft, man. Anyway, I got this. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 14. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Therefore, it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their works. Yeah, so it's according to your works. You know, your works are going to show what you really are. And this is all a smokescreen. And it's going to play out in the future that their works were wicked. And that's why this system is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear destruction, by fire. And that's pursuing to Job, the 20th chapter as well. When he's about to fill his belly, then come destruction, man. Every hand shall be against him. And the Lord's going to rain down them missiles upon him while he's eating. So your works are going to show who you are in the very end. Right now, this is just a smokescreen. This is just a disguise. This is just smoke and mirrors. They're pretending to look like the good guy, so they can convince you to buy into their system, man. Anyways.
Do you want to know more about the digital euro? Let's find out more. Evelyn, in 20 seconds, can you answer our questions? Why do we need a digital euro?
Well, our currency needs to keep up with how we want to pay. So currently, more than half of the people prefer to pay digitally, and there is not one single European way to do so. The digital euro would fill that gap.
What would a day in the life of the Europeans look like with a digital euro?
Well, Europeans would be able to pay with the digital euro alongside cash, and they can trust that they can pay everywhere in the euro area. They can trust that they can pay digitally while their privacy is secured. And last but not least, they can pay offline when there's no electricity connection or when there is no internet connection.
So, what's next?
Well, as the world goes digitally, so should our currency. So that's why we are designing a digital euro to offer a seamless payment experience across Europe. But we need a strong legislation. That's why we're supporting European lawmakers, because they are deciding on the legislation needed. Together, we can bring European payments into the digital age.
Everything is so scripted. She's a goddamn robot, man. You get this smoother. This is Psalms chapter 55, verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. You get another one, man. That's how they speak, through that smooth speech, eloquent speech. And she's so scripted, man. This is Daniel 8 and 25. And it says, and through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. And legislation, right? That's what they're telling you. It's through the fine print, through legislation. And that goes into his policy. All for one for all, right? It's going to be so beneficial to you. Okay, let's see what it says. And he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy men. Yeah, he's going to destroy a lot of people through that policy, man. Because his heart is lifted up, man. And he thinks he's higher than the Heavenly Father, man. He has a God complex. And with that God complex, he wants to rule over you and destroy you, man. So take the digital euro. So you can pay fast, you can pay on the go, you can pay when there's no electricity, but at the same time, everything's being regulated. You're being watched all the goddamn time. All your freedoms and liberties are going to slowly be stripped away. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. That's talking about Yahushua, and that's going to happen in the latter end. Yahushua is going to come back and destroy him and take him down, man. Alright, so that's what I want to show. So it says here, preference for existing payment methods. Europeans have a strong preference for existing payment methods, see no real benefit in a new type of payment system. While this finding sounds like a positive pushback, it can serve as a precursor to a tactic of technological integrations. You can't beat them, join them tactic, similarly to the Chinese ECNY retail CBDC. A recent Euromoney article highlighted ECNY's integration with China's most popular apps, Didi, Meituan, Ctrip, WeChat Pay, and Alipay, a move that facilitated its widespread adoption despite early struggles. ECNY now boasts 180 million personal wallet users and a cumulative transaction value of $1 trillion. I recently explored this topic in depth with Roger Huang recently on my podcast. So yeah, they just pushed cashless payments through these apps, these very popular apps that the Chinese population is familiar with. So in order for them to use these apps, they have to go digital, right? So that's going to coerce a lot of people into buying into the digital euro. So they're using the same marketing methods as the Chinese. So just telling you their plan here, right? Let me get that. Let me get Wiles. So this is I'm gonna start at verse 12. Actually, no, let's start at verse 11. It says, "Put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil." The wiles is going into the tricks. Those tricks are going to coerce you into buying into something that's false, man. Buying into a false system. So that's what you got to watch out for. And you got to put on the whole armor. What is the whole armor? The word. Right? The word. The whole armor is the word. The word of the Lord. And that involves you having the name of the Lord as well. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, because that name is going to protect you. It's going to provide a hedge. So it says, verse 12, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand." There you go. "Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness." That's right, man. Loins girt about with truth, and that's how men stand. Men have their loins girt. You know why? You know, how you girt your loins, that big, it's like that girdle is to protect your innards, your stomach, right? So when you go to war, when you fight, so when you get stabbed by a sword, the sword doesn't go through and hit you. But that's what it means, having your loins girded, having that big belt on that protects your innards. So that's how you protect yourself as a man. You gotta gird your loins with truth. So that means you can't lie to yourself. Honestly, watch this. You're lying to yourself if you're going to say that getting involved with the MOTB and digital currency is going to help you in the long run. You're lying to yourself. Real men don't lie to themselves, man. And they don't tolerate people lying to them either. So a lot of you men, man, you got to gird up your loins, man, with the truth. And the truth is found in the scriptures. Stop lying to yourself and stop believing the lies. "And having on the breastplate of righteousness," there you go, breastplate of righteousness, doing the right thing in sincerity and truth. Obedience is better than sacrifice, man. Obeying the Lord, man. That's how you show your righteousness. All right, so that's it. That's all I have here. That's all I have today. It's 30 minutes now. So I hope this was edifying. Till next time, I just want to give all praises, glory, and honor due unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone of GMS that do rule well and that do teach well and that have taught me this truth. To you, I say Shalom. And Kwame Ashal and Ababa Ball. Shalom to the hopeful elect.